Here we go. We're going to be working on building an Ugin deck here, and I think we're going to try to do a lifelink sub-theme. See what we got all cooking here. I think we also could do something with giving haste, like a skateboard, which works well with Ugin. Get rid of that search. Okay. Let's see here. We got the Ugin. We got look through the search here. Let's actually reset this. Skate. Couple Day of Black Suns in there. Sorry, I had to manage the broadcast here. Perfect. All right. And then we can go with... We want to try to do like a lifelink strategy. But probably for something higher. Above 3. We could warp in and get skateboard. Is there anything with tokens that we do? I guess this has lifelink, right? It's the only thing colorless that has lifelink. Let's look at white and black to see what the expensive stuff is. That requires to be crude. Not a great one. Only 3/3. Lyra's not bad. Do we do like an angel sub theme? We'll see what we want to do here. Flying lifelink. Convoke actually makes this really strong. That allows us to get like a sire down early. Can even transform this. And it gives a creature to persist. Okay. It'd be a fun one to play with. We can try that out. Let's go for a couple archives. Actually, we can do Get Losts. That might be a better one. All right. How's everybody doing today? Got 7 people so far in here. That's great. just started the stream. We're working on a Ugin deck around the Power Broker, um, and this allows you to basically put +1/+1 counters, kind of doubling the power of a creature. And we're gonna try to be cheeky about it and utilize Skateboard to give them haste. So we're gonna basically attack in. So for instance, if we have the Power Broker out and then we cast a carrier here, we can have that come in as a 10/10 and put a Skateboard on it and then attack in for 11 damage lifelink. That's kind of the idea of the deck. Same thing for Sire of the Seven Deaths that can come in. It can become a 14/14 for a strike, vigilance, menace, trample, reach, lifelink. That's pretty dang good. So we're gonna play around with that. We're not expecting much out of it. Oh yeah, the Dino Reanimator one. It's a fun deck. I enjoy playing that one. I didn't record a video on that one because I wanted to get a bunch of the new cards for the new set, but I haven't recorded a video for that one yet. It is a fun listen, King Nate. Let's see here. What else do we want to do? Probably indestructible. We can do. We try to get like a soul stone. And I don't know if we go for iron. Yeah, we're gonna have to get. So we do have the Unholy Annex. We have the combo with Madame and the creatures here. It almost seems a waste to have that much. There's a couple different decks I want to try. I want to try this one, and I also want to try an Ugin deck with the Ooze. That's at two casting cost. 1. Yeah, I definitely noticed that, Nate, where you can be in trouble with that deck if you don't get the right hand. But man, when it goes off, it is fun. Just dumping like 6 or 7 dinos on the board all at once. So this is a really fun card. Played that on a deck I posted. Actually, it's a deck that I posted today, isn't it? Where whenever a creature you control with +1/+1 counter on it leaves play, mutagen, you create a mutagen token, but then also you get to exile target card from a graveyard. I just like the idea that this is graveyard hate, and it plays well with like Ugin because it's colorless, and you can do some tricks with it. And I think I want to try to create a mutagen deck around that with higher casting cost creatures, not so low to the ground like the other deck was. Oh, thanks, Nate. Let's see here. Day of the Black Sun. Probably don't need that many Ugins. We're gonna want to put sweeps in the deck. The nice thing with Day of the Black Sun is we can get around Madame Null, but if we're playing white, we can actually put in Pinnacle. But Pinnacle can go after our Terminus. So maybe and Iron Crag. So let's stick with Day. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. Day of. And then let's do the other Eldrazi. Vestige, maybe? Still think we need some higher end sweepers. We don't have a whole lot of creatures. suppose we could actually swap out the power broker for a helm. This might make it a little more interesting. Basically gives everything +4/+4. Let's do that. That way we get rid of the lower casting cost creatures. We can do more sweeps here. We're not tied to doing lifelink. We can do like a Day of Judgment. I think that's just strictly better than the other removal spells. Maybe we just get rid of that. Maybe we stick with those 5 creatures to trigger with these. We probably don't need that many. Kind of neat that you can skateboard this in for the 4. Deadly cover up for Earthbend. Are you talking about going after their forests? We could really do aggressive with maybe two deadly cover up. Let me look at lands here. All right, let's see here. Black, white. Do that. Let's go with Godless Shrines. Courtyard. The Verges. And then I think we got to go some of the colorless lands. Demolition Field. I really kind of want to throw some lifelink into the deck. Demolition Field. Acolyte might not be that bad, actually. Yeah, Cease and Desist is a good card. Well, the issue with Louise is he doesn't count for Giant Craft Helm. And I kind of want the creature to hit to have a mana value of 5 or bigger. I don't face a ton of artifact decks. It's interesting that you see that when you talk about artifacts killing the meta. What I've been seeing a lot, like as of like really late, is we're seeing the hyper aggro elemental decks with the Sunderflock build that they have. I'm seeing a lot of that lately. Two of these maybe. Although we go with that one land. What land am I thinking of here? Flyer, Rumble. Trying to find the land I'm thinking of. Arid Archway. Should we try two of those? Might be too risky with our mana. We try that. A 2024 land. Okay, we still got to get rid of a couple cards here. Yeah, I was thinking Arid Archway, but I think we're being two color is a little risky for that. I don't really need to be two color, but I just want to throw in both types of removal here. There's really no reason for us to be two color in this situation, but just trying something new. We'll call it skateboarding Ugin. We could do. I love having the core that can cast both the Day of the Black Sun and Judgment. Yeah, believe it or not, you can still play ramp decks in Standard. As long as you have enough sweepers. And or lifelink. We got a couple different lifelink options here. We got Annex that can gain life with the core, as well as the 7 deaths. Anything with warp is actually pretty good. Let's check out our warp options. We want to go kind of bigger. 5 or bigger. Be really nice if this was like a 5 casting cost creature. Oh, that's an interesting one. So you could warp this in. And if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, or a spell was warped this turn, defending player loses half its life if this attacks, which you're giving it haste. That might be an interesting card to play around with. Yes, you do have to discard a card, but at the end of the day, are you caring that much? Only thing that would make that better is if it was a demon for Annex. It's a 3/3 though, so it's not very resilient. But if we have Helm out or something, it becomes a 7/7. And then they have to still deal with it too. Well, standard, I should say mid-range is not really in a good position right now in standard. Everything's kind of, it's either hyper aggro or it is more in the control realm. I guess what you would be considered the good mid-range decks are almost on the controlling nature, I guess you'd say. They push more control style, like they're bouncing all your creatures, or they're doing sweeps, or they're doing something that's not considered, your basic fair magic, I guess. Let's see here. Gotta start cutting some of these. What do we want to cut? I kind of want to keep all the creatures that we have here. I don't know if we need as many of these. We can probably cut in archive. I mean, it all depends on the way you look at it, Neil. And by the way, it's good seeing you again. You can still do pretty good. I mean, if you look at you can say I got lucky, but you can look at the decks that I posted yesterday and today. I actually made diamond with those decks, and combined I went what 15-2. So you can make a run with other decks, but ultimately you got to play to the meta and what you're playing against, and sometimes you're just not playing the right deck. You got to kind of switch it up, which makes it really tough on Arena for people that are free to play and just only have like one good deck that they can build. Makes it really tough for them to ladder. But yeah, absolutely, it makes it tough to be competitive on the ladder sometimes. Maybe we do one less of those. Did we try that? Oh, we need one less here. Let's just try this. Try to have some fun. This is just a fun deck we're trying to play. We're not looking to do much here. Yeah, these were the two decks. This one went 7-1, and this one went 8-1, the Shredder Mutagen. We'll probably play that one later tonight. That's a fun deck to play. How's everything going tonight, Neil? Yeah, it does feel that way sometimes, doesn't it? Where the algorithm kind of finds the deck that you don't want to face and throws it against you. I was watching Jay Villain the other night. And by the way, Jay Villain's a fantastic YouTuber, so definitely check him out. He posts a lot of good decks, but he also streams almost every single night. So definitely check him out. But he was joking about that, where it just seems like Arena picks the deck you do not want to see, and you play against it constantly. Yeah, absolutely, King Nate. I'll do that. All right, we go first here. Let's try it. It's not a great hand because we don't have any sweepers. We don't have much ramp. Probably should have mulliganed that one, actually, now that I'm looking at it closer. I just really like that I had the Annex. The fact we go first helps. Teamer, yeah, cool. Yeah, Kona's a fun deck. I've always liked that one. And you got a couple different Kona versions too. Like I was playing that I was playing the a different version of it that I haven't played before. Was it about a week ago, or maybe it was less than a week ago? I was really enjoying that one because it wasn't your typical relying on the dragons, the blue dragons, to combo out, so it was a little bit different. Yeah, we can get our card draw going here. Okay, we want to find land, and then we can start warping stuff in. And we'll be able to skateboard Unfortunately, we can't do that, so we'll get this out. I suppose I could have went after his Ajani. That might have been the play, actually.
Stand by my side, friend.
He does have counter magic up, unfortunately. Wow, we got a lot going on here. Let's start with the Get Lost here. Yeah, I could see that sometimes. I'll pay for that. Got another tap land, unfortunately. Yeah, that Smuggling Monsters deck I did with Kona, I thought was pretty fun. It felt like it was a lot different to play. Jeez, he just gave up. I didn't even get to do my fun stuff. Yeah, I mean, part of it is that you just... at a certain point, you know, you play enough Magic and, you know, obviously if you're doing daily videos and everything, you tend to face a lot of different decks. You kind of, by the time they drop their first land, you usually know what deck they're playing and what their next 3 plays are going to be. But that's kind of how Magic works. I mean, that's the idea of the competitive level. You know, when I felt the most dialed in, when I used to play like competitively, and when I say competitively, I meant lower competitively. You know, when you play, you can usually know what the opponent's going to do like 3 or 4 turns ahead of what they're actually going to do, just by the way they're playing, and you know their deck inside and out. But that's just kind of how you be really good at Magic. We got a core, we got the Annex, and a cover up. Let's keep it. Yeah, that 7 lands was fun. That was a fun one to see you just whip all those creatures out. We'll go tapped. What deck do I recommend to get from Platinum to Diamond? Well, truthfully, pick ones that you have cards for. There's a lot of you can search out a lot of like okay decks that don't require a lot of wild cards. There is a mono red deck, and I do have it on one of my videos where I played it. But I played a 0 rare mono red deck that has I'm trying to remember the name of the card. If the opponent's at 10 life, you cast that and it kills them instantly. Basically, it's all a direct damage deck. Okay, speaking of Kona, we're playing against Kona right now. It's a direct damage deck that all the cards are cheap. You can do a lot of damage to them. It's kind of fun, actually. And people aren't expecting it. And you can actually do pretty good on the ladder with it just because of that. And the games are fast, so it allows you to level really good. But if I didn't have many wild cards, that's the deck I would play. Otherwise, like Neil said, mono white life gain or mono white enchantments are probably the 2 best decks to do, because you get fast games and your win percentage is going to be high enough that you'll continue to level up really quickly. Let's go with, since they're tapped out, we can get the core out. That also helps us ramp, so we can tap out the shrine. Mono White Life Gain is actually a fun deck to play too. And it does good. That I think is that still the number one deck on Arena? I think it has. I haven't looked lately, but I think it's still the number one deck that people play. That or enchantments. I can't remember which one. Okay, they got their Kona. Progenitus. So it can do 10 damage. I can't kill it. Well, that's protection from everything. Still can... Yeah, that doesn't target. We gotta get rid of... Oh, is it tapped? Oh, I missed that. I missed the tapped ability there for the indestructible. So that was a poor play. I should have get lost. Yeah, I was thinking of the conversation. I wasn't playing the game here. Yeah, in the lower levels, with decks like that, you usually can get into the 60s, but once you start getting up to like the diamond level, anything in that 55 to 60% win range is considered good. Also, remember when Neil's talking about getting that high of win rates, that's if you're playing the deck optimally and you're playing in the sense that you know what the opponent's doing. So keep that in mind for your gameplay. Yeah, we're in trouble here. GG's. Yeah, I misplayed there. I should have done the get lost to get rid of the Siriyama, and then I could have done the sweeper after that. Gotta read the card. Curious, Neil, do you ever play blue decks at all? Do you, or even splashing blue? Go first. Do have the skateboard, but we also have the Day of Judgment Annex. This is pretty good. Just gotta draw land. No ramp though. That's the only problem. Green. All right. Well, Day of the Judgment's can do some work here if we can get our land. Same thing with Day of the Black Sun. It's okay, Neil. This game can do that to you sometimes. We missed our land drops, so we're in trouble already. We're probably about 2 turns away from dying here. Yep. Guess we need to get lost for the Hydro. But then we're still just going to die to the other things. Ooh. Can do that to get rid of these two. It's probably what I got to do, and just hope that we get an untapped. Get an untapped land, and then we get Day of Judgment. I mean, we gave that thing a pump, so if he has a land, we're dead. Yep. It's even a Fabled Passage. We're dead anyways. You know, it's fun. It's funny, Neil. It's funny you say that because you'll have the other side of that where people are saying, you know, Zora's control is out of control and they counter everything and it's probably so my take on it is so I like all different decks. I'll play pretty much anything. My least favorite decks to play against, though, what I found is probably the Azorius control decks. Those are probably my least favorite decks to play against. And my main reason for that, I have nothing against the deck. You know, it's a version of Magic. I'm fine with that. My least favorite reason about it is it just seems like a lot of the Azorius control players are very meticulous, slow players when they're playing. Like, they'll debate dropping a land for 45 seconds, it feels like, a lot of those games. And when I'm trying to get in a lot of games, especially when I'm recording videos, it is painful to play against those decks. We'll go first in this one. Let's keep it. Got a lot of sweepers here. I like that. Red green. This is not too bad of a hand against that. Is this an element deck? Interesting. Haven't seen Curator in a while. We're not a graveyard deck, so we're not too worried about that. We can drop a demolition field. I feel like really not doing much here, but that's okay because they aren't either. 47-minute mirror match? Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, they didn't drop a land and they cast a mana creature. That means we need to sweep. We could also demolition field here. Let's demolition field as well to reduce the amount of mana in their deck. Let them do that first, then we'll demolition field. Actually, I probably should have took care of this because that's Mountain of Forest. So if he cast a Verge, it would turn him off black. But I guess he could go either way, so it didn't really matter. Yeah, we're gonna take that. Let's grab our. It doesn't really matter with everything in our hand. We're gonna Day of Black Sun here for 2. We just want to keep them off the lands. Yeah, the good old no win con deck. Yeah, that's usually how those go. Let's see here. We can. Whenever you expand 4, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 2 cards. 4 total mana to cast spells during a turn. I think we just ramp, right? Let me put that in tap. In a lot of ways, the Ugin deck kind of plays that way, where you have very few win conditions, and you're just ooh, he's gonna go after that. That's unfortunate. We wanted that for card draw. Ooh, another Sire's pretty good. Well, we can do this. We can drop that. State Judgment. Then we can drop our Sire next turn. Even if they go after our core. We even have that for a backup, which is nice. GG's. Ugin the Spirit Killer. I think that's why Jay Villain hates Ugin so much. Every time I go into chat, he razzes me about that. Yeah, it's going pretty good. We're playing a different deck. We kind of made a little cheeky Ugin skateboard deck, calling it Skateboarding Ugin. We got the core, we got the annex, we got sweepers. Let's keep it. Good to see you in here, Chunky. Playing against blue. Ooh, white. Okay, they must have a counter spell up. It's unfortunate. Do we try it, though? Let's get it out of their hand, because, yeah, sometimes it's worth trying it. Okay, that leaves us open to the annex, which is fantastic for us. So the reason why I did the core first is because I actually was okay with the core getting hit with a counter. I would have to play out the annex the next turn anyways, but I want to try to get a counter out of their hand, and I would rather have the core not hit because I want the card draw. See, then we had the best of both worlds here. Yeah, Jeskai? Do you think that's what he's playing? Jeskai Revelation. We got the skateboard. Let's do this first, because that gets around. I guess it doesn't get around his counter spells, but he'll counter this. That's fine. Not a whole lot we can do about it. He had enough land open that it didn't even matter. The skateboard could have came in handy if he only had 3 land, because then we could have skateboarded and then waited a main phase, and he wouldn't have had enough mana for that particular counterspell. Demolition Field? Okay, that's fine. Let's find a black mana. We can Demolition Field his village if we would like. You know, we can try doing this. We can try warping this in. Yep. Just keep gaining our life and drawing our cards. That was a good Ultima for them. Okay, we're free to do what we want this turn. Do we go after something like 3 steps ahead with our Deadly Cover-Up? I think we do. Plus, we get to see their hand, which, oh, we get one out of their hand. That feels good. All right. I mean, their hand's kind of loaded for removal here. Artifacts, creatures. This one can get rid of the Planeswalker. And then he has a stock up on top of that. Okay, that's gone. Well, I guess if we're going to try it... 1, 2, 3... We're going to try the Ugin, right? Look at that, no counter spell. We ran him out of counters. Okay, did they find another get lost is the real question. They got 2 in their bin already. They can bounce our Ugin. We can get this down now. Let's get... I think we just do card draw. Get lost is interesting.
Focus. Breathe.
Let's try getting this down.
I'm the master of this world.
We'll put that in tapped. I suppose we could have done this and then put a map token on him. Probably would have been the better play. Yeah, I was thinking about the 3 colorless for the to avoid the counter spell. Be a judgment. Okay. We don't have our... Oh, here we go. He has 1 land available, so we can skateboard Stone Chosen into play. Actually, we can win, can't we? Let's see here. Search your library. We can get Sire, Sire,
There will be
Helm, Skateboard. Oh, we only have 1 skateboard. Never mind. The other one got lost. I guess I don't want to go too crazy because he's going to have his ultimate, right? Grab another Ugin. We can at least Sire. Well, we're not destroying anything, so we're just to avoid the... We can get these down first. Let's get Sire out. Actually, we should have skateboarded first is what we should have done. Because he can bounce this. So that was an error on my part. GG's, we would have won with that. That's a pretty sweet combo there. Helms with the skateboard on the Sire. We would have attacked in for lethal there. Yeah, I wasn't doing the math on it. I'm like, oh, that thing got big fast. Suppose when you're throwing +10/+10 on it, a 7/7 creature becomes a 17. This is a fun deck. We do have a little bit of ramp. We do have a Sire too, and then sweeps. Let's do it. Drop. Won't let on that we have white yet. Or skateboard. Tap their land. Yeah, it would also worked with the other creature too, the 3/3, because the 3/3 would have become 13, and then when he attacks, they lose half their life, and he would have gotten 13 damage. So no matter what creature I would have got, um, if he had a larger life total, I could have killed him with that other creature too. So that would have been kind of neat. Might as well just get this down. We're gonna sweep next turn. Get this down. So this is the type of deck that you want to play against because you're just going to destroy everything they got by their turn 3, turn 4. Like a golf car with a V8. I love that comparison here. All right, you did 1 damage. We will do Day of Judgment here. We can cast Cover Up, but we like its second ability, so we'll hold on to that one. We're still 2 mana away from Sire, so maybe we can get an Archive or something here. Sleep. And then we can also do the trick with the Cover Up. Deadly Cover Up where we can get their forest. If they throw one in the yard, that is. Hey, we got the Archive. They're going to do quite a bit of damage to us next turn. So I can either do this and let them hit us. If they get like a Fabled Passage or something, they're going to do 2 more. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Otherwise, they can boot up a land if they drop it. I think we give them a turn. Kind of let them go ham for a turn. The only thing I'm a little nervous about, I guess it doesn't matter too much, is if they destroy the Archive. Well, that's pretty good. Actually, that's really good. Yeah, Badger Mail also. Alright, well, Deadly Cover-Up's looking really good here. We're going to take a lot of damage here. Oh, he's got the Fabled Passage, too. Is this lethal? 2 more, right? 10 damage? Because he couldn't crack the mutagen token. Oh, how did he crack that? Did I miss? Oh, did he tap the land to do that? Okay. I mean, we have to sweep. He can attack in with the land, unfortunately, and get us down. I guess we drop Sire after that. We can't do our trick here either with the forest. That is unfortunate. We have 3 mana after this, too. Well, we gotta use it. Skateboard? Let me show you. So, Skateboard, when this enters, taps target permanent, can come into play. But equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has haste. And it takes 1 to equip. So the idea is if we drop, like, for instance, we could drop a Sire here and Skateboard it, and we can attack in for 8 and gain 8 life. Which I think we might actually do here. That's not a bad play. Because he's not going to attack into it. So we might as well do this. And then you can attack in. We gain 8 life. Skateboard's a very powerful card. For 1 mana, you're giving a creature haste. Obviously, you gotta pay a card, but it hangs around on the battlefield, so you can do that every turn. It's way better than the red cards that was requiring you to cast them, uh, in the sense that it hangs around. The difference, though, is you can surprise them with the red card, where you can't really surprise them with Skateboard unless you play it that turn, which only costs 1 extra mana, so you still can surprise them. Um, I think it's just a dominant card in many ways, especially in an Ugin deck. It works really well in an Ugin deck because it also counts as a colorless spell, and then it also taps down something. So if they have a blocker you need to tap down, if you need to tap down land, you can tap down any permanent, and it works out really well with that. I've been wanting to make a Helm deck. I revised my old Helm deck with this, with a Skateboard. Problem is that deck is just too slow for current meta. Meta's sped up way too fast to play that deck. We'll go first on this one. We got some ramp, we got removal, we got sweeps. We even got our Sire. Maybe we can find another Skateboard. Get this out right away. Yeah, it wouldn't be bad in that deck either. Counts as an artifact. You could use it to ramp into your you could use it to search out your 2 casting cost artifacts too if you really wanted to. There might be other cards you want to play in that, but there's been some unique adds to that deck lately that I've been wanting to check out and play. Get this out. Playing a little slow here because I'm talking in chat. Oh, he's got the show off. Do we let him go off next turn? Just to get this out. Probably not. Because we can wait a turn, get the 4 out. Action. Alright. Got the Shrine. Let's get the field out and get the 4 out. Now we got the Get Lost up. Not casting it. Alright, got the Annex. So we can cast the Annex, start gaining life. We'll still keep the Get Lost up. We'll put this into play tapped. See, this is the funny thing. They know I'm holding removal, so they're holding off on doing anything, but because they're doing that, it actually works out that we're able to ramp into the cards we need. Okay. Pass. Firebending Student's actually pretty good. But we can just Ugin that if we want to. I don't know if we do want to Ugin, though. Because they can drop this and kill us. Pass. Maybe we just Ritual Chamber. We want to keep the Get Lost up, I think. We can Ritual Chamber, drop the Swamp, and still... This allows us to still have the Get Lost up. We're really playing around the idea that they can kill us with Slick Shot in 1 turn. And part of that might be with the Firebending Student. Okay. That's an interesting play. They're going to give that double strike. He only has one land available now. That's what I'm thinking. But what should I get lost? Should we get lost Slick Shot? I guess we could do that because it doesn't technically... We can't block. We gotta do this. This one will grow too fast. I suppose we could have just went after student. That was a dumb play for me. I went after the wrong one. Yeah, I misplayed that. I should have went after the firebending student. That would have prevented them from firebending. Because this should be enough, and then he can sacrifice it to kill me. Yep. He doubles the power. Yeah, they got it. I did the wrong one. I meant to go for the firebending student. Oh well. That was a misplay. Always got next game, right? For some reason in my head, I kept thinking that he's going to have a bunch of mana. Not thinking that I could just kill a firebending student and he only has one mana available then. Because if he only had one mana available, then he can't sacrifice or he can't do any multiple shenanigans. And he wouldn't have had enough to kill me, and then I could have swept that turn. Opponent goes first. We have ramp, and we can ramp into Day of Judgment as long as we find another white source. So I think we're okay with this. Forsaken Miner. This is not going to be a fun matchup, but we'll see here. Go tapped. We did find our white source, though. Yep. Got the skeleton deck rocking here. Right, is he going to drop the 3-drop enchantment here and really kind of... He had it all, didn't he? Already down to 10. That's just how powerful that deck is, man. Alright, well, at least we can Day of Judgment. Oh, he has a core, too. So we need to find, like, a Get Lost. I suppose we can just warp. No, we can't do that either, can we? We can warp for try to find a land with the card draw. I almost hate to take damage because he can attack in with this, which is going to be 5 damage. Yeah, this is going to be a rough one for us no matter which way we go. We'll take less damage if we go this way. We can also gain life if we go this way. Next turn, if we cast a 5/5, get the skateboard out. Not a great draw. We were looking for land here. Okay, they're going to gain life now. Okay, we want to find our Get Losts here. Yeah, if they just attack in next turn, we're dead. Um, we didn't find our land, so we can't turn on anything. We can just hope they don't get a land is like really our only idea. But even if they get, man, we're just in trouble here. This will give us what, 6 mana? That's not enough for a sire with a skateboard. But I guess we got to do it. That way we can try to get maybe. Ooh. At least we got a core. That's 3-4 damage then. Yep, we're dead. Well, we got 2. Just couldn't find our land there. We couldn't vestige into Sire because we don't have enough land. The vestige has to be equal to the number of lands you control. We only had 3 land. So the best thing we could have, and we just drew this too, so we didn't have that in hand either. Ultimately, the only thing we could have dropped in our hand, we had nothing we could have drawn in hand. We could have just hoped that we drew a 3-drop, and that just, and we could have put the core into play, but by that time we'd already took our damage. It wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, if we would have hit our land drop, we could have at least had a shot at doing something, but wouldn't have mattered if he dropped multiple skeletons there. And really, the whole reason why Vestige is there, I mean, he's decent in the Ugin deck to start with because it helps you ramping, but it's there to help with the skateboard to attack in, which is kind of a neat little combo you can do. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what you want, right? Oh, I guess we want black, but we can get there with the core. Hey there, species. How's it going? All right, we got the. This is like the enchantment lifelink deck. Let's get courtyard down. We can get this down. We're still 2 turns off of sweeper, but we're gonna really be relying on that deadly cover up to win us the game. Zebrip is a rough one. I guess it doesn't affect us like a huge amount because we can still get there. The only problem is we're gonna have to take damage if we don't find an untapped land. We just don't want them to have a shelter or another steam ramp. Is basically what we're looking at, or a shelter, I should say. That's rough because it's gonna increase his stuff quite a bit. I guess they only get the plus next turn. We're gonna be taking 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 damage at a minimum next turn. We can get lost, but if we get lost, we're not gonna ramp to deadly. I think we have to do this. It's a shame that he can get his creatures back with this. That was a good one for us to have him, unless he has a nice enchantment. He has a shelter of all the cards. He's got her. No, I'm not Tarkov. I've played Tarkov, but I don't have Tarkov content or anything. Yep, he's got it. I guess we could pick up Day of Judgment, and that's about all we could do. But even then, he's gonna. Day of Judgment would do it. That ain't gonna do it. GG's. No, this is actually the first time that I've YouTubed his magic content. I've never done. Or are you talking about the other guy, Species? Species, are you the Tarkov YouTuber? Oh, cool. I do not have the time in the day to even try to get good at that game. I was absolutely terrible at it. It's a blast to play, but man, the gear fear is real in that game. All right, we'll keep this one. Yeah, I feel the same way when I try to play it. I think I've learned that I enjoy watching it more than playing it. Moonshadow. Hopefully we can get like a sweep or something, because I think they're gonna... Ooh, that's pretty good for them. It's a tough one to get rid of. Get a skateboard. Get the 4 out. We can get our skateboard down. Yeah, I just gave you a sub as well there, subspecies. I'll check your stuff out. Ah. Yeah, it's crazy how that stuff really affects even playing games and stuff. Hope you start feeling better. Hope your arm starts feeling better. Wow, they can do a lot of damage here. We need to get a sweep. Even then, we're in trouble. We're just not finding what we need here. So we gotta get that down just a block at this point. Oh, man. Yeah, tendon tears are terrible, man. Do you tend to play paper or arena? Subspecies, that is. We have to block here, but we can't. They got us no matter what. There you go, Neil. Well, if I could make a recommendation, Neil, absolutely start it, but don't do it daily. Start out slow. Go first here. We do have the skateboard in an archive. This isn't very good. We'll mulligan that. We do have ramp here. This is a little bit better. We can throw maybe a land back. Let's pitch that. Man, that's costly playing both paper and arena. Okay, we're going to be looking for a sweeper pretty fast here, I think. Down. I've always enjoyed playing Paper Magic. I used to do weekly drafts and stuff like that. For a while there, we did weekly Modern tournaments. But yeah, it just gets harder as time gets on. You just don't have that much time to kind of dedicate to that stuff. So this would be like the counter card to skateboard. The difference is skateboard is only one casting cost, where this is two, and that's why I like skateboard a little bit better than Swiftfoot. Deadly cover up. I can just do a sweep here, but I think it's gonna sound crazy, but I think I wait one turn. Let's warp this in. Actually, hold on. Yeah, we can warp this in and then drop the core. Otherwise, draw a card and maybe it's something like an archive. Oh, that was a pretty good draw. And then we also have a Get Lost available, too. Tired when you're 39, that's awesome to hear. We're pretty close in age, by the way. I'm just a touch older. Yeah, absolutely. Species, post it in the Discord. It's probably the easiest way to get me a deck list. The Discord's I have a link in it in all the videos that I have in the probably in the daily video. Maybe that was a mistake because of the Swiftfoot boots. Probably should have done that. Go for the sweep. What'd you do when before you turned 39 or before you retired there, Neil? Bristly Bill. You can get this down for blocking. We have 7 if we do get an Ugin. But if we do this, we can't get lost. And we just hold up Get Lost, and then we have the Sanctuary to block with. That'll trigger him to do his lands. I guess we also have the cores. Let's do that. Lawyer bought 4 Taco Bells, sold them. That's awesome, man. All right, he's got this trigger. Hey, man, anything you do to retire early, that's what I always tell people. That's okay. You can grab his lands. Yeah, I saw that in your bio on your site there, species. That's awesome. Uh, let's see what they do here. They can attack in. I forgot that this has hexproof. That's a bummer. Because he's going to trigger this. I have to block it. I bet it does, Neil. That feels bad. And we're also short if we do get an Ugin. Suppose we can do this. Then we still have this available. Oh, I meant to cast that. That was a mistake. GG's. Oh, you both are former military. That's awesome. Yeah, post it on the Discord. That'd be the easiest way. Well, I'll get the Discord link for you. Let me grab it quick. There we go. Post the Discord link for you. I'll check it out after this game. Let's see here. 3. We got the helm. Let's try this one. What the heck? It's not a great hand, but I want to play with helm. Deadly cover up. We can get the shrine down. Yeah, no problem. Let's see here. We got the courtyard we can play. They're kind of going off with their artifact fun over there. Get some draws going. We do have a core available, which is nice for gaining some life. No. The helm is actually for... I mean, it can be used for that, but mostly for Sire of Seven Deaths and Elfariel, the Stone Chosen. Both of those you want to attack in quickly, gain a lot of life, or do a lot of damage. And that's what it helps with. Because you got Skateboard that also gives them haste. It says invalid. Oh, it is. Let me get you a new link. Let's see here. play my cards here. Let's do this so we can go ham next turn. All right, I got an updated link for you. I'm gonna have to fix that. All right, that one should work. All right, we got our skateboard. They're doing a little bit of damage to us, but it's nothing too crazy. We could Unholy Annex and Core, which is pretty solid. They do have blue mana. I mean, are they holding a counter? I don't think they are. Otherwise, we can skateboard. I think we'll drop the Core first. They got something haste speed. We'll gain a bunch of life here. Could have also skateboarded first, and then that would have triggered to stop them from countering anything. All right, done. Gain some life. So we've never actually cast Stone Chosen yet, so that's something we want to try doing with the skateboard here. But I suppose we have to sack something, and we don't necessarily have anything for that. We didn't build around this too good. Drop an archive that we could sack in the future. Let's go for Vestige. They're going to take 4. They're going to be at 12. Do Vestige. Skateboard. Kind of tapped out here. Oh, yeah, we're going to be good here. That's what I totally missed that. So we can skateboard here, and then the Annex will kill him off. Yeah, there would be an alternate condition for tapping Kona, I suppose. All right, let's see. Did you get the deck posted? Yeah, you're there. I see it. So it looks like a skeleton deck. We'll give this one a whirl. Uh-oh. What do you have in the deck that I don't have? Oh, you have 2 more tiny bones in there. That's a lot of tiny bones in there. Let's give this version a whirl. I've played a couple decks that are similar to this, but I always like Tiny Bones in the deck. And let's go for it. I even burned 2 mythics for it. What the heck? Let's do it. Okay. I do like the mono black version of this. The Orzhov versions is better for win rate, but the mono black one's just fun. I think it's fun to play. What's going on, Sam Plays? Yeah, I do question the 4 tiny bones in there just because you're going to end up getting a lot of them stuck in your hand. The only thing nice with them is you can attack in with them and not worry about them dying because you can get another one in your hand. So, of all the legendary creatures, I think tiny bones can get away with getting a little bit more in your deck. What goes first on this one? This one's probably not that great of a hand here. Let's mulligan this. I like this better. Probably toss a land even. Oh. What's nice? That's the nice thing about the skeleton decks is you can build into it eventually. Let's get this down just so we start attacking in. We want that land. No, we do not. This is the bane of my existence whenever I play skeleton decks. Is this Authority of the Councils. It just seems like, and they got 2 of them. It seems like whenever I play a skeleton deck, I always see this card. Which is funny, but it is what it is, right? Let's get this down first to be mana efficient about it, and then we can case of the stashed skeletons. We're just fighting their life gain at this point. They must be an Ugin deck or something with Weathermaker. Yeah, they're gonna have they already have 5 mana. Okay. Everything comes down tapped. They're at 19. Jesus. I guess we just get this out anyways. If we can get them below 10, we can just attack in with this haste. Actually, we can't because it comes into play tap. Okay, they are 4, 5, 6, 1 away from Ugin. They have the Vestige in play now. I guess we just attack all in, right? We'll get these down anyways. Actually, we'll leave one up. Tiny Bones. We'll keep Tiny Bones. Comes into play tap, though, so... Get the collar out. Back up to 13. I'm starting to wonder if we want Tiny Bones. Do we want... What do we have for removal? Bitter Triumph. You have 2 Bitter Triumphs. And that's it. Oh, I guess we have Eaten Alive in our hand. We should have probably cast that, I suppose. Elspeth's pretty strong. We can go after that with their Eaten Alive. I honestly don't know how we're going to win this. I should have... I didn't have enough land for that, I suppose. We're going to have to sacrifice. Sacrifice. As Menace. Well, we're gonna kill that, but we gotta sacrifice probably the color. I want to keep Tiny because of the Death Touch. Colors can just come back. Do I keep that? Bounce that back. Yeah, I didn't go after the Tiny Bones, just because I was able to get this. I can always get these back, which is nice. But it just hurts me so much to bring stuff back because of the 2 authority of the councils. I can just attack in with the Menace and the Tiny Bones, but let's do this to make them a little bit bigger. They're going to gain 2 life. That's fine. They're going to get a forecasting cost card in play. Okay. And they got the Hive Pool going now. Man, those don't even feel good to get in. I'll be honest with you. I'm just going to quit this game. We're not going to win this one. It's just going to drag on for a long time. Not a fun one. Between the Hive Pool and those 2 councils, we don't have enough in this deck to remove any councils. We'll play one more of this one, and then I'll check out the Neil's deck there. Yeah, put it in the Discord. Oh, no problem there, Species. It's all good. So this is what I would consider like an all-in build, where you're not going to be removing creatures. You are just attacking. If they put up any defense, you're probably in trouble. Authority obviously just kind of crushes this deck, but that's okay. You're not going to win every matchup, right? Opponent goes first. This is not a bad match, or not a bad hand. Started with an elf. They might have a pretty aggressive start here, so let's get Forsaken Miner down, and then we can sack it and kill a Badger Mole or something that they might have. Yeah, there's their Badger Mole. Oh, man. So I guess we can eat alive the Badger Mole, sacrificing the Miner. Can't even really attack in. We can give this Death Touch, or we can drop this because it has Death Touch. Or we can do the Hound. Maybe we drop the Death Touch Tiny Bones. We'll eat alive here to kill Badger Mole Cub. We'll sack this one. So your Eaten Alives and Bitter Triumphs are your removal spells. I guess Eaten Alive's not bad. You're really relying a lot on those Bitter Triumphs. I think Eaten Alives just look a lot worse when we're playing a deck, or like we saw in the last game because of the councils. Eaten Alive would be a lot better when you're not going against a deck that punishes you for casting creatures. Six removal, I guess that's not too bad, right? You don't have any way to get rid of enchantments, which you won't a lot in black decks. There's the one card you can, but I don't think it's worth to throw it in here. It's not worth it. You're not going to face a lot of enchantment decks that it's worth to throw it in. Let's see here. We can do... we can attack in, but that's not going to do a whole lot. How about we do Gorehound and then drop a case. Suppose we can actually drop the Bloodghast and then Conviction the Bloodghast, and we'll probably drop a land next turn and get the Bloodghast back. Then we're going to get double triggers on the Menace. Oh, did I miss the enchantments? Creatures, Planeswalkers. Oh, Shredder's Technique. Is that 3 casting cost, Shredder's Technique? Land, no. I mean, I guess we could do it, but I'd rather dig a little deeper. Probably going to draw land otherwise. Oh, sneak. Yeah, you're right. You can sneak it for 1. That wouldn't be a bad one, actually, to throw in a deck like this. But the issue is, you know, you have to be unblocked. And you got a lot of ground creatures. So they're good shot they're going to block them. So we'll quick take a look at the deck here. So there's a lot of the normal skeleton cards in it. I do like having the Gorehound version of this. This allows you to sift through your deck quite a bit, which is nice. The Tiny Bones, I always love Tiny Bones. I don't necessarily have a problem with 4 of them. I usually only played with 2. As you can see, I only had 2 created before. And I burned up a couple wild cards to try 4 here. I'd have to play with it more to see if I liked 4 or not. The nice thing about this card is I just don't have a problem with attacking in with it, because if they block, you kill their creatures, you're good to go. The problem is a lot of the creatures they have you don't want to kill, whether it's tokens or the Earthbend lands or things like that. They can just kill this thing in it because it doesn't have a butt to it or anything, which makes it a little rougher to get in. You almost have to have more removal if you're going to play more Tiny Bones, I think. Just so that you can make them have to decide between blocking with a bigger creature or something like that. I don't know. Jury's still out. I just love Tiny Bones, though. I actually really like Tiny Bones in discard decks, actually. One of my favorite discard decks has Tiny Bones in it. But yeah, all in all, fun skeleton deck. Let's check out your deck list there, Neil. Let me bring up Discord here. Ibanez, right? Hey, I even have it. Hey, Dan, how's it going? Howdy. All right, what do we got here? Oh, we got a Ugin, an Ugin black blue list here. Quite a bit of discard in here. It's a 73 card list. So here's the funny thing, Neil. I always, like, I'm just ingrained to always build a 60 card deck. And I'm not saying that's always right to do. I mean, obviously that's what people do. That's what the pros do. That's what everybody is. I think sometimes you can have fun with a deck that's a little bit larger, especially when you're trying to fit in a lot more. What do you got for lands here? What do you got? 4, 5, 10, 18, 22. Ooh, you're really light on lands here for being 73 cards. And an Ugin deck. What do you got for ramp? You got Terminus. You got Cores. We'll give this one a whirl. The Regents are always fun. What do you got? Do you got the combo? Yeah, you do. Dragon Storm with the Regents. Got one of Glen Elytras. This is kind of an interesting. So you got... Is your whole idea that you're trying to mill them out? Because I see the River Churn Monument. The End Exiles. Deadly Cover-Up Exiles. So it's kind of like a mill deck in a way, huh? Let's give this one a whirl. Do you have mana issues with this deck? Because it looks, I think I counted only 25 land in it for being 73 cards. Oh, there's 27. I miscounted. There's 27 land in it. You should be good with that. Two land. We do have a tactics, so we'll kick this one around. Then we can get up to Glen Elytras as well to be able to counter something, but we'll also get the stock up. That was a terrible tactics. Okay, we're playing against Is It Lessons, which is not bad because we don't have any of those. Cool but Rude is going to be the hard card for us. What do you got against enchantments in this deck, other than counter spells? Do we have anything? I didn't see anything. No, I don't think we got anything. Oh, you got the... No, that ain't gonna work. Ugin, get rid of the enchantments, right? That's our game plan. I think we're gonna be in trouble with Cool but Rude. We have an Exhale. We don't have any dragons. We can still counter. Why did he not drop Cool but rude is the question. I guess he was worried about the one open mana, maybe? We're missing our land drops, aren't we? We can duress him. I think we keep the exhale open instead, though. We're going to want to counter that cool but rude. Okay, now we got... Man, we are not hitting any land drops here. They do have a Quenchia. They have another cool but rude. Man, I don't know which one's worse at this situation, to be honest with you. Cool but rude. Let's get rid of this one, because I can't get rid of that with the Ugin. We are not getting any land here. Yeah. Yep, we're in trouble. Don't think we're gonna hit Ugin this game, Neil. Gran. Take care of Gran at least. We'll draw a land this turn, so we're forced to not stock up and go after the Gran. Yep. Oh man. I think we stock up, even though we're going to take some damage here because of this. Deadly cover-up's useless. We're going to do this and land. So we're hoping they leave one land available so they can quench ya. We can hexproof Gran. Oh, that's rough. There's talent. That's another good one for them. Yeah, we just didn't have any land draw. This is ridiculous. How about we just skip to the next game there, Neil? I don't think we have a shot of getting back into that one. All right, opponent goes first on this one. We will try it. Got a lot of interaction here. Probably intimidate. Okay, we're not going to do that first turn. We'll duress them first turn. 2 life, duress. Ooh, stock ups and into the flood ball. We'll get rid of one of the stock ups. Really? Show off. Okay. He's not gonna go ham next turn. Gets it out of his hand, so we can't go after it with that. Let's do this to get the tap land down. cast it, we can always hex. I don't see him doing that. We can cast Core next turn and then Tactics his hand. Maybe that's what we do. Now that we know he's running creatures. The crab deck. I hate this deck. Actually, I don't hate it. It's a fun deck to play. I was just getting beat up on this one for tomorrow's video. You'll see it. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't cast the show off. Okay, we got a Bitter Triumph. We did not hit a land. I think we just passed the turn. Stock up. Man, they're finding the stuff they need, I think. Suppose we could have countered that, actually. Probably should have countered that. I was hoping to kind of do the counter card draw with this. I mean, we can kill this. Maybe that's the play. We can shoot the sheriff it. We can always hex this. I suppose he can into the flood maw it. I'll shoot the sheriff it. Okay, let that go through. Tactics, let's try this again. Hopefully we get a creature from that he just picked up. Into the flood maw. Well, go blue. That's pretty good. Yeah, we can just get the 4 down. Still have Hex available, which is good. No, you're good, Neil. No, I actually like the deck list. It's kind of a fun one. You're going to have that in games. Sometimes you just don't draw land. That's how Magic works, man. Storm Chaser's talent. We don't have the counter up. I probably should have kept the counter up. Feel a little bit bad about that, but that's okay. Already down to 43. We're only down to 61, huh? Do we hex here? I think we might. Kind of want to get the river churn down and just start cranking away on it. We know what he's got going on here. We're not really all that scared of it. Card draw is really good, but then we lose. Ability to kill the creature. Let's do that. We'll attack it. No, I can see this deck being actually really strong with all of its removal and counter spells. And then it can get to the late game, especially with the mill plan here. Okay, sleight of hands. Then we'll start milling him. We could actually keep up counterspell, especially if we draw a land. Well, that worked out pretty good. So we got 3 steps ahead available here. Attack in here. See what they got going on here. Show off, we're okay with. Because I think we're just going to bitter triumph. You know what? That I want to counter. Counter, draw 2 cards. I don't want them to have that back because they get to cast another spell. They'll draw a card, cast another spell. Okay, op's fine. We'll take a little damage and then we can just kill this off next turn. Man, they're going to find a counter spell, aren't they? They're cycling these cards pretty good here. They're already up to 5 damage. Okay, 7. So I'll take 9 damage this turn. We gotta discard a card. Probably this, just in case we need the demolition land for anything. Yeah, maybe it was greedy to draw the cards. It would have been probably a much better choice to just keep Bitter Triumph open. Because we're going to be using it now anyways. We'll discard. So we don't take the damage. Max down. Start gaining life. I might have just turned the corner with the deck. We'll see. It does feel like it's a resilient type deck. Already down to 35, so that's good. 14 in the bin. Hold on here. Cancel. Okay, and return. Got Deadly Cover up 2. So what are we nervous about in his bin? Crab? Do we want to get rid of the crabs? He's already through stock ups. We can go rid of the boomerang. Boomerang's probably the better pick. Well, let's attack in first. Boomerang probably hurts us the most. Deadly Cover up. I'm gonna go after the boomerang. Alright, GG's. Let's try that one again. I do like the deck. You get to be a Filthy Ugin player and a Filthy Blue player all in the same deck. And a Filthy Mill player. Ah, look at all these counter spells. A little bit of ramp too. Opponent goes first though. That makes it a little rougher. We'll keep it. Okay. We're going to want a sweeper. What we can do is this. Stop their life gain. Alright, you would have went for the crab in that situation? That's good to know. He still managed to go to town there. Get this down. We can duress and tactics him. Or we can keep up a counter. Or we can cast the Terminus to ramp and cast tactics. Tactics it is. And then we can see if we want to duress. How about that? He has a shelter, so this is actually very good. We can duress, get rid of that shelter. I'm not too worried about that ley line. He's got the bats. He still turns away. Let's get the terminus down, and then we can counter his next spell. That worked out pretty good. I was gonna say, I was thinking Mill would probably be one of the main win cons in this deck. But yeah, I suppose you got the annexes in there. I think we're just gonna have to do card draw and try to find a sweep. And then worst case scenario, we exhale. Okay, it was just a land. Yeah, we're in trouble here. We don't have 2 blues, so we can't even kick it. That's rough. We found this, but we don't have enough land for it. We need to draw land. There we go. Of course. Why wouldn't we have it, right? Let's go there. We will do a deadly cover-up. We've already got a couple of those. Shelter's a little scary, right? Go after the shelters. Okay, that's on. That is online already, which is not a good thing. But we do have removal. I think we cycle this. Could have actually kept the exhale up, but fortunately we were able to draw land. Might as well. All right. You can draw a card, discard a card. I'll probably discard this one. We can drop the Restless. Probably do the same thing and discard the Sanctuary, possibly. Bridemate. Well, I should have done that because I could have cost a counter. Well, that was pretty good. Rolling Dragonstorm. We don't need another land. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We'll discard the land. We can counter and draw. This is the part where this deck becomes annoying for the other player. Or just say my turn. We don't want to discard anything. Keep that up. Yeah, I don't really care about that, do we? I mean, I guess they can solve it. There's that. Stock up's pretty good. We need to find a land, though, if we stock up here. Do Gloom Lake. Another counter would be nice, but I think the draw spells is better. Draw 2 cards, counter spell. Now we don't have to keep that up, at least. Pretty good. Let's discard. Jeez. Let's discard a Exhale. Those are going to become very useless here with all the land that we're playing. We did find the monument, which is good. We can drop that for the card draw. Even more card draw. That's good. That's good. Get the monument out there. Suppose we actually need to try to... Alright. GG's. That was one where we could actually have been caught out if... I suppose we could have just made our creatures, so it wouldn't have mattered so much. We got rid of their shelters, so it's not like we could have stopped that. This is a fun grindy deck to play. I would hate to play against it, but it's a fun one to play. Yeah, I see that with that. That could be a challenging one with that card. With the strategic. We have the counter. We don't have black mana, but let's see what we can do with this. I do like the fact we got the turn 2x hill. And we can stock up turn 3. Ugh, we gotta keep the counter up, don't we? I think we just stopped them. So this is I believe this is the deck that goes down to 10 and then kills you. So we'll have to be aware of that. That's usually the deck we see grab the prize in. Okay, never mind. Players can't gain the life. Okay. We can't kill that thing, actually. Maybe we gotta look for land. Shoot the sheriff. Man, we're gonna take some damage here. I think it's worth doing this just to see if we can get something out of their hand. That stinks. Lightning Helix is what they got in hand. We would have picked Duress, we would have been better off. They have a lot of land, so that's good. They do cast Lightning Helix. Funny thing is, they can't gain life and they... Alright. We'll shoot the sheriff. Hopefully we get untapped land. 7. Ooh. Let's do stock up and try to find an untapped land and then shoot the sheriff. Untapped land. Deadly cover up. We're gonna do it anyways, so let's just do it now. They're tapped out. I think we gotta go after like the lightning helix, maybe. Ooh, do we just keep the counter spell up? Counter draw. I think we do. And they just go here. So maybe we just do the draw. And then we can duress them. And we're going to discard one of these. Another black down. And duress them. Another helix. Let's do this first so that we don't instantly die next turn. And then we can turn on both annexes. If they can't kill this, we'll gain 4 life. And that might just spell victory for us. Hey, they got us down to 1. Now we gain 4. That's a great draw. That's a great draw. One, two, three, four, 5. Maybe we just cast this. I think it's just nice to get that on board to counteract if they could kill the demon when this triggers. Oh sure, let me get you a link there. Yeah, definitely pulled that game out of nowhere. Let me get the link here. All right, opponent goes first. We'll try it. You know, it's funny. I didn't even watch what happened at the end of the game. Oh well. What did he end up playing at the end of that? I was grabbing the Discord link. Was it the 10? The 10 that kills you at 10 life? Oh, this guy's showing up. Do you have internet? All right. Yeah, I was looking for the Discord link, but then I guess I saw I lost maybe. So I think it might have been the spell that did 10 damage to you. I know, something's weird here. This is like super strange. Let me see what happens when I duress him. I see nothing. He just drew one card. Okay. Oh, he mulliganed all the way down? So he mulliganed all the way down and then left the game. Okay. Guess it's a free win. I'm going to do one more game after this one. I have a funeral in the morning, so I have to get to bed. Plus, I got to post the video for tomorrow, too. Actually, no, I just posted it. All right, it's coming out. I should say it's for today. It's that time already. All right. I do wish after you've used one of your full length ones that the next ones you hit start triggering right away rather than taking time between them. Yeah, we are in here tomorrow. Absolutely. I gotta look to see what time I gotta get up by. I think the funeral starts at 9. Victory. All right, we'll play one more here. $9:30 it starts at. Okay. I gotta figure out how far away from home that is. All right, opponent goes first. This kind of looks like a fun hand. We'll keep it. Yeah, that's okay. Species. It's actually my great uncle that passed away. He was 89. He was also a military man. I think he was in the Navy. He was starting to get pretty rough towards the end there, so it's probably like one of those blessings kind of thing. He was starting to suffer from dementia. Got put in a home last year. Both him and his wife went into a home last year. And he took a turn for the worse the last couple months. Yeah, 89 is pretty long. That's a good long time. We would cast our tactics. I don't expect them to have. Ooh, okay. What do we go after? I think we go after the throne. That's the thing that makes me the most nervous. I mean, we could have left the throne get cast and then cast the end on it. But we can kill that and then put down. That's pretty good. Thanks, Neil. Yeah, the thing with funerals, not all of them have to be sad. I've been to some that actually were fun. Um, Heck, we had one that we were water skiing at one time. It's just how you want to celebrate a person's life. Are you mourning the person's life or are you celebrating it? And in certain situations, you celebrate it. We can do rest, but I think he's probably got more enchantments in hand. I don't think we do anything else here. Maybe we just do a tapped Watery Grave to rest. He's got a Sunderflock. Well, we can pull the Wistful out of his graveyard if we ever get enough with Deadly Cover Up. Maybe we end that? Get those out of his library. I was just glad my mom was able to see him about a week before he passed, so that was good. All right, he bounced off. He was able to get his land. Let's use this for card draw to see if we can get some land going here. We got to discard a card. Hex is starting to look like the card we're going to discard because we're not going to be doing much with that. Drop our land. Wistfulness. I think we take the hit from this. We didn't get to the 5 mana fast enough for that. Let's just ramp out. And then next turn we'll just decide if we want to do Deadly Cover Up or Eye of Ugin. If they bounce this back, I guess they can't bounce it back. Roaming Throne, okay. But we can Deadly Cover Up. We can Deadly Cover Up and keep Dispelling. Exhale up. Okay, this feels good. Alright, what do we want to go after? Sunderflock, right? So we get it out of their hand? Oh, they do have discard in their hand, which is unfortunate, but we do have that. And the nice thing is we could do it for 4. Perfect, because we have a dragon. Now I'd love to find another Deadly Cover Up to go after the seat. Hey Neil, I think I'm gonna make a video with this deck. This thing's fun. Let's just get this out. At 0. The land out.
My plan bears fruit.
I guess you never really want to do the ultimate for Ugin, do you? That's the Spire? Okay. We can kill that with our Demolition Field.
An undisciplined stride.
Let's do... well... Let's start with the draw. We'll duress him. At a minimum, we can get rid of the ill time. Whenever Thirst deals damage equal to its power. That's pretty dang strong. We're going to want to keep the Triumph up for that. Let's get that fired up. Hey, GG's. Yeah, I think I'll play that in a video. I really enjoy playing this deck. Cool. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching tonight. I'm gonna head off. Gotta get to bed, but enjoy the videos. Got a new one coming out tomorrow. We're playing a broker demon deck or demon broker deck, so that's a little bit fun there. Something a little different. And thank you for watching. Thank you for chatting with me, Species. Thank you, Neil. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the deck too. That was fun playing it. Same thing with you, Species. Thanks for sharing the deck list. And have a fantastic night. See you guys later.